So what do I actually mean by to see behind the back of your head? Well, it's an interesting thing because straight away I always think about a dog chasing its tail round and round and round and round and round. And obviously you can't see behind your head. So let's jump in straight now and find out exactly how you and how I would know how successful you are right now by your ability to see behind the back of your head. So unlike a dog that chases its tail, you know what I'm talking about here, right? Going round and round and round and round trying to chase its tail. Oops, something's moved and it gets distracted and round it goes. The ability to see behind your head actually is a very simple way of finding out whether someone is successful or whether they are in the process of becoming very successful. Let me explain that a little bit further. The challenge is this, is that right now you're probably thinking, well, I can't see the back of my head. And to be totally honest, neither can I. In fact, none of us can. The technical side of this about the blind spots that you actually have is called scotoma. And basically, when you think about those blind spots at the back of your head, like my hair could be sticking up right at the back here, looking like an absolute bird's nest, and I don't actually know. So there's a lot of things that actually happen behind us that actually happen in our blind spots. Lots of things that might have created a lot of angst, a lot of challenges in your business, those fires that you hate putting out, that big challenge, that big catastrophe that happened 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe today, right? They're the things that are happening behind your head as such that you're not seeing in the role that you're actually playing in your business. And so how can I know how successful you are or are going to be based on whether you can see behind your head if we've already agreed that no one can see behind their own head? Well, it all comes down to who you actually have around you, what team you actually have around you, what advisors you have actually around you, because we might all have advisors, we might all have a team, we might all have people around us, but are they the right people? Are they the people that are politely going to tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, dude, you got a bird's nest on the back of your head and it looks pretty silly, all right? Or are they the type of people that will notice it and just won't actually say anything? Do you have people that are actually going to tap you on the shoulder or pull you aside and make you realize that something's about to happen here that you're not seeing or you're not aware of? Or are they people that give it to you like a blunt stick or big piece of 4B6 over the back of the head? What type of people do you actually have around you right now? Because ultimately, if you're in a situation where you're chasing your tail, running around and around and around like the dog chasing its tail, what if you actually had someone that grabbed your tail so that when you turned around, it was there for you to actually grab, right? I don't know how that would really help the dog, but in this situation, you can't see the back of your head. So first of all, do you have people that are watching the back of your head for you, that are going to tell you what's in the blind spots? And secondly, are they the right people? Now, if you think about it right now, what are the 3 things in your business right now that you can't actually see, that you're not actually looking at, that you maybe just don't know exactly the best ways to look at and see it and find? Like, what are those 3 things that are behind your head in your own business right now that are stopping you from growing or that are going to create massive amounts of angst or challenge with you moving forward? What are they? And then once we identify them, we can actually do something about them. Now, for a lot of people in the health and medical industry, I would definitely put the financials or financial or accounting type of thing into the equation. Now, I'm not saying run out and grab an accountant because they're going to solve the problem, because most of the time they'll do the basics, but there's a lot more to it than that. Who do you have in your corner that is looking at the back of your head, that is making sure that they're taking care of the blind spots? You've got the right formulas in place, the right cash flow projections. You've got the right tax management strategies in place. You've got all of the right avenues around accounting and finance and cash flow and revenues and profits, etc. Not just so you're ticking the boxes legally for super, leave entitlements, but proactively on your own wealth creation to set yourself up personally and professionally for your family, for your team, etc. Who's in your corner doing that? Are they the right people? So I think that'd be number one for many, many health professionals. But let's also have a look at what are the other two avenues in your business right now. And they're going to be different for each of you, and that's completely fine. Some of you might be really across your digital footprint about what you're doing with your digital marketing, what you're doing with your social media, with your email, your touch point engagements, all of the automation side of things. And that might be great. But for others that have just heard that, you've gone, auto what? Oh, social media, yeah, that stuff that I just randomly put up, Facebook post once a day for 3 or 4 days, then I forget and don't think it's important, and 2 weeks later I do another couple of days, right? So different people at different levels. Do you have the right person, the right team around you that is showing you what's happening at the back of your head? Because you can judge someone's success every single time by this exact principle. If you've got the right people around you, right, or if you have people around you as a starting point, and they are the right people, I can always tell who's going to be successful or who is successful by that team, because you have the right setup, the right team, the right structure in place for you to not have to be able to see everything. Because ultimately in business, you can't. There's always going to be things in place that are going to creep up behind you. And unless you've got someone there or multiple people in their areas of expertise looking out for you in the right way, you're always going to get bitten and you're always going to struggle as a result. Now, I have multiple mentors. I have people that are in my wealth creation circles, people that are in my investment, whether it's the shares or the property side of things. I have people that are in my coaching sphere. I have people that are in my social media and digital sphere. I have people looking out for me on my videography and my audio side of things, my marketing, my scheduling. Right? I've got my EA as well, my executive assistant that runs everything. I don't even access my emails. I only get told when I can access certain things and do those type of scenarios, which might sound a little bit backwards, but it's actually brilliant. Because rather than going towards an inbox zero, I'm actually have a zero inbox. Don't even have an inbox as such, right? Which is fantastic. So who do you have in your corner? And are they the right people for all of these avenues in your business? Now you might be sitting there going, oh, I can't afford all of that. Well, I beg to differ, because how can you not afford that? Robert Kiyosaki taught the world many years ago in that famous book that he has, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He always said, a poor person's mentality is always, I can't afford that. I can never afford that. I can't do that. It just costs too much money. Right? That whole premise of I can't afford that. But the rich dad mentality doesn't say it that way. They understand they might not be able to afford it now, but their mentality of rich dad compared to poor dad mentality is, how can I afford that? How can I change A, B, and C to enable me to be able to afford that? So right now, I want to challenge you right now. Rather than saying you can't afford that advisor, you can't afford that mentor, you can't afford to have these people in place, etc. Let me challenge that right now. Write a list of 5 things, not 3 things like I said before, 5 things or 8 things or 10 things that you aren't fully in control of all the time in your business. Because they're the things that are actually behind your head that you can't actually see. They're the things that are going to do the most amount of damage to you in your business and the growth potential and ultimately the success that you're wanting moving ahead. If you've got 3 things, you need a better team. If you've got 5 things, we need a bigger team and a better team to do that. And anything more than that means that we don't have the right people, we don't have enough people looking out for you in their area of expertise to look at what's happening behind your head. The message is really simple and really clear. We need better people in and around us that can look at what we do, who we are, check the things behind our heads, put their expertise out, because as a business owner, you can't be everything to everyone. And having the right people, having people to start with, and then having the right people in place is always going to stop you from being the dog that's running round and round and round and round chasing their tail, because you're always going to have someone telling you what's behind you, what's coming up, what's going to nip you in the bud. All right? When you've got the bird's nest in the back of your head that you need to fix up before you walk into that that important meeting. You need people to tell you these things, to show you these things, to help you out, because we're not all amazingly brilliant at everything. We need that help. And for the vast majority of people in the health and medical industry, we don't have that around us yet. So here's the thing. Go and write the list. The right first 3 things, or the first 5 things that you need to be able to work on, that you need to be able to get people to help you on, that you can't see everything. Maybe accountancy, maybe the digital footprint, maybe the marketing, maybe the structure, maybe it's HR, maybe it's legals, maybe it's expansion and scale. So many avenues. Pick the top 3 that you need right now that is going to bring the most benefit and success for you in your business, and get the right people in place to make that happen right now, because everything revolves around what's happening behind your head and the right team being able to help you out to get you forward and further in that advancement and success that you want in your business and life moving forward. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.